Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Nandito na naman po si Yuri Saito to learn with me. Ano ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw na to? Is how to interpret the coincidences and symbols in your life. Kung paano natin i-interpret o interpret? Kung paano natin bigyan ng kahulugan ang mga coincidence o yung mga pangyayari sa buhay natin at saka mga symbol ng ating buhay. Okay, ang librong ito ay The Secret Language of Signs. Napaka-importante po yan. Sa bawat moment ng buong mundo, may sinasabi sa atin yan pero hindi natin alam. So in every moment, the universe is whispering to you, which is we do not know. There are messages for you carried in the winds, on the winds. There is wisdom for you in the morning songs of the birds outside your window and the soft murmurs of the ebbing sea. Alam niyo, sa totoo lang, naniniwala po ako diyan dahil sa tuwing umaga na nandyan ako, naririnig ko yung mga kanta ng mga birds. Iba po ang pakiramdam ko. So, extraordinary yan. Even ordinary day, every events in your life carry communications from the realm of spirit. Right now, we are surrounded by personal messages from the world around us. Whether we are conscious or not, we are always encircled by signs which we do not know, hindi natin alam. Siyempre, your night hours are filled with signs that appear in your dreams. However, no less valid are the signs that encompass you in your waking life. Signs are powerful. Signs are powerful indicators that can give you understanding about yourself and insight about direction in life. They can also reflect what is occurring in your subconscious mind, beneath your conscious awareness. In times past, people understood and knew how to interpret portents and omens. The entire destiny of a tribe or even a nation was often decided by signs. However, as technology expanded, people became more and more isolated from their connection to the earth and their inner wisdom. Most lost their ability to listen to the secret messages around them and to see the sign spots, giving personal guidance in every moment. It is now time to regain this lost ability. O ayan ha, kailangan alam ninyo yan. Our planet is changing very quickly. And in the face of this rising tide of change, we need to remember how to taste the messages in the wind and how to listen to the gentle voices in the clouds. This ability will be increasingly important in the years ahead. Yan, kailangan po nating tandaan yan at pakinggan kung ano yung message ng librong ito. Okay? As we go on the 21st century, there is an accelerated awakening of planetary consciousness. We are entering a time of signs and omens. Diba, alam natin yan. Ano yung sign? Ano yung mga sign na yan? Yung palaging lindol, yung typhoon, tapos ayan ngayon, pandemic. Diba? So, signs pa rin yan. We are entering a time of signs and omens. There has never been a more powerful time in the history of our planet to realize our magnificence. Signs can show us the way. It is now time to relearn how to listen to the whispers of the universe. Kaya di ba nandito ako sa taas. Naririnig ko yung wind. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng wind na yan? May ibig sabihin yan, okay? May ibig sabihin yan. Full understanding of how signs work cannot be imparted by written word. it is possible to provide an underlying perception of the dynamics of signs and their corresponding symbolism. Since capture abstraction of the human condition and create a bridge between the realm of spirit and the realm of form, as well as reveal the connection that exists between seemingly diverse object. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng abstract? Hindi siya concrete. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo siya nakikitang totoo, pero i-analyze mo yung mga signs na yan na-encounter mo sa araw-araw. So, they can also reflect our feelings and reveal our fears. The study of signs spans the ages. Therefore, signs are best understood in the context of the religious, cultural, and historical backgrounds from which they arouse, as well as how they operate in your life. Ngayon, fundamentally, signs have two functions. They serve as a messenger of important information about your present circumstances and even about your future, and they act a reflection of where you are in your life. Eto katulad yung eto may ako dyan sabi niyang ganun imbis na condolence ang sinabi niya rest in peace. Hala, ba't mo sasabing rest in peace? Hindi naman siya yung namatay. Ayun, namatay siya pagkatapos nun, nasabi niya. Yun yung slip of the tongue. Huwag mong sasabihin yun, hindi naman niya sinasadya yung, kasi namatayan siya, condolence ang gusto niya sabihin. Pero ang nasabi niya, rest in peace. Ayun, natigok siya. Ay, sorry po. Hindi po, totoo po yung slip of the tongue, nakakatakot po yun. So, messenger signs. Punta tayo dun sa messenger signs na yan. Messenger signs can come on a waft of a candle's smoke, or in the gentle murmur of the wind, or in a dream, or from the thousand swirls of consciousness around you. These kinds of signs can give you direct messages from spirit, which we do not know. They can give you guidance about your spiritual development or a warning regarding future events. They can also give you a deeper understanding of the relationship and situation in your life. Eto, may ikukwento ako sa inyo tungkol sa akin. Panaginip. Yung tatay ng anak ko, malay ko bang may kabit siya? 'Di ba? Through dreams, nakikita ko may babae. Kahit nung buntis ako, nanganak ako, babae pa rin. Kaya lang hindi ko yun inisip, pero that is already a sign. Ngayon, one of those days, sabi ko, hindi ka ba napapagod? Sabi ko ganon, paruot at parito ka. Then one morning, kinalikot ko ang kanyang telepono, oh my God, Saito, di ba Saito ako? Saito siya. Saito ang kinuha ko, one number lang, ping-pong. Pilipina po ang naging kabit niya. Di ba ang sakit? Tapos sasabihin niya, pagtawag ko dun sa number na yon, sabi niya ganun, sino to? Ay, Pilipina. Sabi ko, Pilipina. Ay, sabi ko naman, ang kwento ko naman, family friend ko ba't mo alam yung telepono ko? Kasi, sabi niya, ba't mo alam yung telepono ko? Kasi, kaibigan, family friend po ako nila, unisang nila kuya, Saito, sabi ko, ay, kagagaling lang dito, naku, Diyos ko. Doon ako talagang, isang taon akong, yung sakit ng loob mo, yung shock ka, parang okay lang, pero everyday, Diyos ko, ang sakit, hindi na ako lumalabas ng bahay noon. Tapos 1 year bago ako nakarecover. Kaya nagkaroon ako ng otsubyo, mental breakdown. Ayokong makipag-usap kahit kanino dahil ang alam ko lahat sinungaling ang aking kausap. So, iyon po. Pero nagpapasalamat ako dahil sa kanya, talagang naghanap ako ng way na mag-aral ako ng Feng Shui para mabago ang buhay ko, di ba? Yun yung message. Kaya hindi ako, masakit man, pero maganda ang, naging kahinatnan ng nangyari sa buhay ko. So, yung mga premonitions na yun, nangyayari talaga sa atin. So, ngayon may example dito. For example, one day, I was leaving for work. My front door was jammed. I had to throw my entire weight against it to get it open. Hindi ko siya ma-open. And then when I tried to open the garage door, the remote control malfunctioned and I had to open the door manually. Yan, that is already premonition. Kaya kapag may mga nangyayari sa buhay natin na wag na tayong umalis o wag na tayong bumalik. Kasi pag may nakakalimutan ako, ayoko nang bumalik. Ayoko na siyang balikan. When I went to get into my car, I found the door lock obstructed and had to struggle to get it open. That is already premonition. Again, realizing that the universe was trying to tell me something. I sat down in my car in silence for a few minutes. In the stillness, as I tuned into my intuition, I felt that the signs were telling that I should never leave home just as that moment. So I got out of the car and went back into my house. As I walked around, everything seemed in order. However, as I entered the basement bathroom, I became aware of a slight smell of smoke. Some bathroom tissues, which were in close proximity to an electric heater, had started to smolder. Ayan, magkakaroon na ng sunog. Yun yung mga premonition na kailangan nating tandaan. Kailangan nating maging aware. Dahil hindi natin alam yung mga signs na yan, may sinasabi na wag kang umalis o wag ka nang bumalik. Ganun yun. Pag may nakakalimutan ka, wag nyo nang balikan. Dahil, wag. Dahil wag. Kung if left unattended, they most certainly would have burst into flame, di ba? Masusunog yung bahay ko. Then I realized that all the difficulties na nangyari sa akin ng umaga na yun, na hindi ko ma-open yung garage, ayaw mag-start yung kotse ko, yun ang ibig sabihin nun, na may talagang balita sa'yo na may sign na sinasabing huwag ka nang umalis ng bahay dahil may mangyayaring hindi maganda. So then I realized all the difficulties I had living this house, my house, had been messenger signs warning me in danger. When I was about to enter into a partnership, eto yung kunwari gusto mong magkaroon ng isang negosyo. Pero kailangan kong mag-sign ng agreement. Pero napanaginipan ko yung partner ko, yung new partner ko, napanaginipan ko siya. Ngayon, sa aking panaginip, mabait naman tong taong ito, okay naman siya. Friendly naman siya. Pero nung nakita ko siya closer to him, nakasuot siya ng mask. Nakasuot ng mask yung tao sa panaginip ko. Pero yung mask na yun, my God, ang akala ko mabait siya, mabait ang tingin niya sa akin. Pero sa dream ko nga, nakita ko nakamask siya. Diyos ko, ang tingin niya is talagang devil. Devil and untrustworthy siya. Ngayon, na-recognize ko, nakita ko siya na my dream is a messenger sign that things were not as they seemed. Hindi yung inaakala kong mangyayari. So, I did not go through with the partnership. Sa aking panaginip, pinapatunayan lang niya na ang aking intuition at saka ang aking decision na hindi mag-push through is okay. Bakit? Kasi nga, pag nag-push ako doon, mababankrupt ako. Ako'y maloloko kasi itatakbo niya yung pera ko. Na itong signs na ito are not always signify some grand or magnificent future event or warn you of some devastating or dangerous occurrence to come. Most often, they are gentle messenger signs telling you things like you must not push through or umalis sa bahay ninyo. Kung ano yung mga signing of contract, yan, ganyan, wag na kayong mag-push through dahil iyan, sinasabi na niya na wag na. Learning to know the signs can make your life much more balanced and harmonious. Reflections of the signs tayo. Another way that signs function in your life is a reflection of your inner state of being. For example, those who think the world is full of lonely people and who see only lonely people wherever they go are most often lonely people themselves. Ayan na. Kasi nga, ito yung law of attraction na sinasabi nila. Kasi nga, kung ano, ang mga nakapaligid sa'yo ay mabubuting tao, masayahin, positive people, puro ang iniisip nila ay puro, pagkakaperahan, nagre-reflect yan sa inyo. Yung mga tao na naman na, nakikita mo ay puro mga chismosa, wala na kayong ginawa, kundi magchismis, wala na kayong ginawa, kundi, ay si ganito, si ganyan, ay si ganito, si ganyan. Ganun din yung buhay nila. Kaya yung law of attraction na sinasabi nila, totoo po yun. Kung lonely ka, puro mga lonely ang mga mo ay yung mga pinapanood mo, ibig sabihin ganun din ang buhay mo. So nagre-reflect 'yon, 'di ba? Those who think the world is full of lonely people and who see only lonely people wherever they go are most often lonely people themselves. Sila na yon. Even if they are not conscious of it, kahit hindi nga sila conscious doon, pero totoo yon. Yun nga yung law of attraction na sinasabi nila. All the lonely people they see in the outer world are signs of reflections of their inner loneliness. Kapag masayahin kayo, yun din ang nakikita sa iyo, masayahin ka. Yun nga yung katulad na sinabi ko kanina, na kung yung puro negosyo iniisip mo, kung hindi mo iniisip yung mga chismis, puro negosyo, aangat ka talaga. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. So, what you are aware of consciously is such a small part of what is occurring within your subconscious mind. However, the signs around you are always giving you clues to the deeper reality within you. Ngayon, for example, I was sitting on a park bench during my lunch break. An old dog is sidled up to me and looked at me with dark, pulling eyes. Now, heart went out to the dog and I shared my sandwich with him. Kasi lalaki siya. Like attracts like. Di ba? And I felt much sadness and sympathy for the dog. Kasi maano talaga ako sa dog maawain. Sabi ko sa kanya, nandito ka, alikat, bigyan kita ng pagkain. Sabi ko sa kanya, you look so unhappy. Everyone is taking advantage of you, aren't they? Sabi ko. And then, I got up from the bench. And then an old man sat down to eat his lunch. Once again, the dog looked to the old man. The old man said, "Come here, old boy. Hey, you are a real fighter, sabi nung matanda, aren't you? You've shown them. Nobody has ever your master." Wala siyang master. Siguro, talagang noraino. Anong tawag dito? Walang nag-aalaga sa kanya. Pag-alagala siya. That's a reality of their perception of the dog. Akala nila walang taga-alaga, walang nagmamay-ari dun sa aso. And in both cases, the dog was a reflective sign. Reflective sign. To me, the dog was a sign reflecting that I felt downtrodden in life and that everyone was taking advantage of me. But the old man had been a rebel all his life. Rebellious yung matanda. So to him, the dog was a reflective sign that he felt he was up against the world. Ayun yun. A very sad example of a reflective sign occurred when a pregnant woman asked me about something that had been perplexing her. So, she kept seeing dead animals. Ayan, eto na yun. Premonition na naman to. This is again sign. Laging nakikita niya mga dead animals, a dead bird, a dead mouse, buntis siya. A dead raccoon, ganon. And wanted to know what these signs mean. Gusto niya malaman kung ano yung sign na yun. Bakit lagi siya nakakikita ng mga patay na mga animals. Then, when death appears as a sign, it is a powerful indicator of renewal and rebirth. Ayan na, pag may nakikita kayong mga patay, tapos buntis ka, that is already a sign, an indicator, powerful indicator of renewal and rebirth. For life must end in order to begin again. I get it. Pag may namatay, may naipapanganak. Itong babaeng ito, sumulat siya sa doktor niya. Hala, namatayan siya kasi nga, buntis siya, di ba? My God. Lagi niya nakikita ng mga namamatay na mga hayop. Buntis siya. Ngayon, ang sabi sa kanya ng doktor niya, yung kanyang fetus ay hindi na gumagalaw. So, the dead animals that she had been seeing were a reflective sign that her unborn child was no longer alive. Ala, sa mission eh. She began, itong babaeng ito began completely new spirit, she began a completely new spiritual cycle in her life as a result for her baby's death. So, yun, premonition pa rin yun. Kailangan tignan natin kung yung mga nangyayari sa atin. Katulad niyan, itong mga kaibigan ko, ang tagal-tagal na namin di nagkita-kita. Matagal na kami nagkita, hindi nagbabanding-banding. Bakit, bigla-bigla si Teresa, nadala ko siya sa Okinawa. Si Tony, bakit bigla-bigla nandito? May ibig sabihin yan because we will make money on business. Alam niyo ba yon? That is good. Diba? That is already a premonition. Not premonition, but a sign. Kasi nga yung sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, na kailangan, surround yourself with positive people, surround yourself with, person who, puro business yung nasa utak. Kung lahat business ang pag-uusapan natin, naku, aangat tayo. Reflective signs can also give you an inner view of deep emotional processing. If there is an old karmic pattern that is just about to surface, it will first appear in your life as a reflective sign. Alam niyo yon? Ano sinabi niya? Old karmic pattern that is just about to surface, yung mangyayari sa'yo. It will first appear in your life as a reflective sign. Kunwari, yung isang kaibigan mo, hindi mo naman siya nakikita na matagal-tagal na. Biglang nakita mo, anong tawag dito? Ay, kamukha nung ka-classmate ko. Yun pala, hinahanap ka dahil meron kayong, magkakaroon ka, reunion, parang ganon. Di ba nakakatuwa? So, this is it. If there are old childhood issues that are ripe to be resolved and healed, they will first appear in your life as a reflective sign. Eto yung ikukwento ko sa inyo. Namatay itong kaibigan kong to, kaklase ko nung high school ako. Hindi naman kami nakatira siya sa Amerika, and then one day, hindi naman siya nagme-message sa akin. Nag-message siya sa akin na ang sabi niya sa akin, kasi ang pangalan ko is Marilyn. No, Marilyn, may kasalanan ako sa'yo. Sabi niya, ano yun? May ginawa ako nung high school natin. Sabi niya gano'n sa akin. Ano ginawa mo? Umiyak ka pa nga eh. Sa akin wala na yun. Hindi ko alam, hindi ko ma-remember. Hindi ko talaga ma-remember. Yung notebook ko daw, may sinulatan daw niya nang hindi ko alam na talagang umiyak daw ako. Nagsusorry siya sa akin, pasensya ka na ha. Nandito yung message niya sa akin, hindi ko binubura. Ang sabi niya sa akin, pakitignan mo naman yung building ko sa Pilipinas pag umuwi ka. Tignan mo nga kung okay yun, sabi niya sa akin. Tapos, nagpapabasa siya sa akin kasi gwapo tong taong ito, napakagwapo niya. Gwapo talaga to. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, mga ilang araw lang namatay siya, umingi lang siya ng tawad sa akin. Alam niyo yon? Ba't kaya minsan natatakot ako minsan, lumilibot ako sa kung saan ako napapadpad. Ano ba ito, mamamatay na ba ako? tuloy naiisip kong yung ganun dahil nga, bakit all of a sudden, itong kaklase ko to nung high school ako, bakit humihingi ng tawad sa akin? Bago siya, yun pala mamamatay na siya, my God. Hindi rin niya alam na mamamatay siya, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ko, yung reflective sign. Can also give you an inner view of deep emotional processing. If there is an old karmic pattern that is just about to surface, it will first appear in your life as a reflective sign. If there are old childhood issues, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, if there are old childhood issues that are ripe to be resolved and healed. Kaya pala siya nag-message sa akin. They will first appear in your life as a reflective sign. Ngayon, this is one of an example. For example, my father left home when I was a young girl and never returned. Yung galit ko ba, yung galit ko sa puso ko. I suppress a child's natural inclination to grieve over the loss of a parent. Kasi, siyempre, iniwanan ako ng tatay ko, masakit yun sa akin. So, hanggang pagtanda ko, nasa puso ko yun. So, instead, I offered a shoulder for my mother to lean on and seem to cope with the situation very easily. Kasi, iniwanan kami ng tatay ko. Kami na lang ng nanay ko. Nabubuhay na lang o humuhugot ng lakas ang nanay ko sa akin. So, I never allowed myself to process the myriad emotion that I felt as a result of the loss. As an adult now, the memories of childhood and my father were hidden in the far recesses of my mind, I often had difficulty with relationships kasi nga natatakot ako na iwanan ako, 'di ba? Kaya hindi ako nagkakaroon ng magandang relasyon. So each time I started a relationship, my partner would soon abandon me. Kasi nga yung takot ko nandun yung takot mo, nandun yung fear mo. So iniiwanan tuloy ako ng mga lalaki sa buhay ko. This negative relationship pattern occurred again and again. Laging paulit-ulit, pare-pareho yan ang nangyayari sa aking mga karelasyon. And true love eluded me. Just after my 35th birthday, I began seeing and hearing things that reminded my past. Twice, I walked down a city street and saw someone who looked exactly like my father. That is already a sign. There seemed a surfeit of articles and documentaries in the media about parents abandoning their children. No matter in which direction I turned, the universe gave me signs that stimulated memories of my own childhood abandonment. Kasi yan yung yung mga nangyayari sa kabataan mo, yung mga sign ay yung mga na yan, that is already a sign. Kaya ka hindi ka nagiging anong tawag dito, masaya o nagiging successful sa buhay dahil minsan nakikita mo yung mga pamilya mo, yung inggit niya sa kapitbahay na ganito ganyan. Ganun ka rin paglaki mo. Kaya yung foundation talaga natin nanggagaling talaga sa sa kabataan natin. Yung foundation natin nanggagaling sa kung papaano tayo turuan ng ating mga magulang, 'di ba? These signs were indicated that the pain that had been buried to me deeply was rising to the surface to be released. Kailangan kong i-release yun para maging masaya ako. As a result of these reflective signs, I went into therapy and eventually healed and released my fear of abandonment. Within a year, I had a loving and lasting relationship. Reflective signs are valuable because they help you to become aware of the underlying reality present in your life, and this self-awareness leads to wisdom and ultimately to peace. Yaan, magkakaroon kayo ng peace. It is important to be aware of your subconscious emotions because if left unattended, they can perpetuate physical illness and emotional difficulties. Eto, why signs reflect your belief? Why signs reflect your beliefs? The visible realities surrounding you are symbols of your inner invisible world. Everything around you, and every situation you encounter, every experience you have, is filled with signs regarding your life. In order to understand this, it helps to know the underlying dynamic of why this occurs, kung paano nangyari. First, you must understand how belief work, yung paniniwala mo. Because the signs in your life emanate from your beliefs. Okay? Kailangan alam niyo yan. You must understand how belief works. Bakit? Kasi ang mga signs na yan in your life emanate your beliefs. A belief is a thought of perception that you consider a fact of a reality. Beliefs are very powerful. Ayan na, yung paniniwala paniniwala is very powerful. They determine the way you think, feel, and behave. In fact, they determine the fabric of your life. Your personal signs emerge directly from your beliefs, and they can literally create the circumstances of your life. We all have conscious and subconscious, conscious and subconscious beliefs about ourselves and the life around us. And sometimes these beliefs are at odds with one another. The beliefs that especially dictate the quality of life. However, our subconscious beliefs, which are generally so deep-seated that we are not even aware of them. The beliefs that especially dictate the quality of life. However, our subconscious beliefs, which are generally so deep-seated that we are not even aware of them. They affect our perception of reality just as tinted glasses. Hindi natin alam allow only certain colors to reach our eyes. For example, a man's conscious belief might be that men and women are equal in their ability to drive vehicles. However, subconsciously, he may believe that men are superior drivers than the women. His conscious mind may not even know that his subconscious mind believes. Kasi kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan niya So, yet, he selectively sees only the reckless drivers are all women, which validates his subconscious beliefs. Yun na yun. Our subconscious programming directs the way we see the world around us and also determines the way others see us. This programming comes from the way others related to us when we were children, from decisions that we made in past lives, and from the collective unconscious of the society in which we live. If you are not sure that your subconscious beliefs are, just look at your life. Tignan ninyo ang buhay ninyo. Your life is an accurate projection of your subconscious beliefs about yourself and life. Perhaps you've heard the expression, you are what you think. Kung ano yung iniisip mo, yun kayon. Alam niyo ba ang ibig sabihin nun? Kung ano yung iniisip mo, yun kayon. Kasi minsan, di ba, may mga tao dyan sa FB, lalo may nakikita ako, puro na lang dinidegrade nila ang kapwa nila, ibig sabihin, ganun sila. Sila yung mga taong, they are the loneliest people in the world talaga. Because they cannot see the happiness of other people. Kumbaga, yung inggit na lang nila yung nandun sa, namumuo sa kanilang dibdib, hindi sila natutuwa sa, sa success ng kapwa nila. Nagre-reflect yan sa buhay mo. Kung ikaw ay masaya sa success ng iyong kapwa, magiging successful ka rin katulad nila. I tell you, totoo yan. Ito yung sinabi ko nga dito, perhaps you've heard the expression, you are what you think. You are what you think. This refers not only to what you know, you think consciously, but to what you don't know, you think, your subconscious beliefs. A young girl being told repeatedly that she is clumsy provided an example of how subconscious beliefs begin to develop. Yun na yun. Kasi kung ano yung itinatanim mo sa isipan ng isang tao, ang akala ng taong ito, ganun siya. So, kailangan ang mga bata, lalong-lalo na ang mga bata, wag ninyong sasabihin, tanga ka. Wala, you are bad. You are not intelligent. Paglaki nila, ganun ang isip nila. Yung sinasabi mo, magiging totoo yun. Alam nyo ba yung slip of the tongue at saka yung mga sinasabi ninyo, nagre-reflect din yan sa buhay ninyo. Ngayon, the child's critical faculties are not developed enough to reflect this negative programming. That is already negative programming. Ito yung lagi kong bakit ako, ano ba yung anong tawag dito? Yung programming na sinasabi ko na madaling pumasok ang pera, ganun, kailangan i-program natin yon. Her subconscious accepts the idea that she is clumsy. Kasi lagi mong sinasabi this belief of clumsiness begins to become a part of the girl's reality, and she begins to see herself as a clumsy person. Whatever is expected tends to be realized to the child's grows up being clumsy. Her programming is so deeply embedded in her mind that it becomes a part of her ground of being. When a subconscious belief becomes a part of your ground of being, it doesn't seem like a decision or belief, and it seems true. Our inner core beliefs can be likened to gravity. Parang gravity yan, magnet yan Gravity is so much a part of our ground of being that we don't have conscious awareness of the many pounds of pressure exerted on every square inch of our bodies in every moment. Gravity is such a fundamental part of what we take for granted as reality that we almost never think about it. Core beliefs become so much a part of our view of ourselves and the world that we don't even know that they are beliefs. They are embedded in our personal energy fields. As your energy emanates from your body is in undulating waves all around you, it projects your beliefs into the world. Beliefs acts as magnets. Kasi ang paniniwala parang magnet yan. Pulling to your situation and people that are Beliefs acts as magnet. Pulling to your situations. Kasi para siyang magnet talaga. In other words, our personal world is created and manifested by the core beliefs in our subconscious mind. Here is an example of the way that core beliefs work. If you have a subconscious belief embedded in your personal energy field that people cannot be trusted, this belief is constantly projecting from you. O, diba? Ikaw yun. Even when consciously you are feeling very trusting, the emanation from your energy field will draw people into your life who aren't trustworthy. So, if you constantly have people in your life whom you can trust, this usually a sign that either you have a subconscious belief that people can be trusted, or you are not trustworthy, or more likely, you don't trust yourself. Yun na yun Kung wala kang tiwala sa sarili mo, ibig sabihin, wala kang tiwala sa ibang tao. Ako kasi matiwala sa kapwa, kaya may tiwala ako sa sarili ko. Parang ganun lang yun. Sometimes when people attempt to adopt new beliefs, this is effectively for only a short period of time. Kasi nga, the power of the subconscious and mind is so strong. Kaya ngayon nga, the magic is in your mind. Lagi, yaan yung intellect talaga. Intellect is really very, nandun yung magic Kasi kailangan i-input mo sa sarili mo na kaya mo. Huwag mo sasabihin, hindi ko kaya. Kasi kapag sinabi mong hindi mo kaya, talagang hindi mo kakayanin. Pero kapag sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, kaya ko to. Kung kaya nila, kaya ko din. If they can make it, I can make it too. If successful people can make it, can make money, I can make money too. Parang ganun ba? Yun, kailangan i-input natin sa isipan natin palagi. Okay. Ngayon, yun nga, sinasabi na the power of the subconscious mind is so strong. The signs in your life constantly reflect your subconscious beliefs about the world around you. If you want to discover what is occurring within depths of your being, at any given time. Just look at and listen to the signs around you. Ayon. Ano ang ibig niya sabihin dito? Kung gusto mong ma-discover yung mangyayari sa iyo, just listen. Just look and listen to the signs around you. Nandyan na nandyan. Nandyan ang mga signs, mga kapatid. So please, kailangan ninyong alamin lahat-lahat ang mga signs na yan. Dahil yan ang magbibigay sa atin ng magandang kapalaran. We can change our fate if we want to. Nasa atin lahat ang decision. Kaya nga lagi kong sinasabi na it's our own decision. If we want to get mad, napakabilis. If we want to be happy, napakadali. If we want to make money, napakadali lang yan. Nandyan sa atin yan. Nasa atin ang sikreto. Kaya gawin na natin yan. Ngayon, why signs reflect your focus in life? Why signs reflect your focus in life? Signs can also help you to be more aware of what you are focusing on in life. Okay? For example, if you buy a yellow Volkswagen, you might suddenly start to see lots of yellow Volkswagen. Puro yellow. Yan. Kasi nga, yun na nga lahat sign, lahat yan mga kaibigan, lahat binibigay niya ang sign sa atin, kaya lang hindi lang natin alam. We are not aware of those people, of those incidents, of those things that we are around us. Hindi natin alam. We are not aware. Ngayon nandito ako nandito kami sasabihin namin sa inyo na ito may ibig sabihin yan. May ibig sabihin ang lahat, mga kaibigan. Okay. Actually, you see more Volkswagen because you have put your focus on this car. Kasi nga nandyan yung focus mo The universe around you is a sign of your focus. We live on a busy corner in Tokyo. Our house is close to the street. One day my husband, this is an example, casually mentioned that 200 buses a day pass our home. I was shocked. Nagulat ako. Paano 200 a day, 200 buses nagpapasbay sa bahay ko? I was shocked. I had lived in our house for 2 years, yet I had never heard or seen even one bus pass. Because I had focus on them, I never saw or heard them for 2 years. As unlikely as this sound, it is true. Totoo pala. However, once my husband shifted my focus to the buses, I began to see and hear them all the time. Diba? So ngayon, why signs can bring messages from the future? Since the beginning of civilization, people have received accurate signs regarding the future. Ancient predictions have been fulfilled. Dreams have correctly foretold the future, and people from all walks of life have received clear premonitions about the future. Questions are about how this occurs have fascinated philosophers and scientists for centuries. The pivotal point in understanding this phenomenon is the examination of the nature of time. Ayan, nature of time. In the day-to-day world, the space around us is measured by height, by length, and the breadth. However, scientist Albert Einstein declared that space and time are inseparable, and together form that he called a space-time continuum. He further declared that both time and space are elastic and both expand and contract, and in fact can wrap themselves into four-dimensional curves. Hence, time can loop back upon itself. Though this sounds confusing, the realm of higher mathematics, it is completely logical. And to those who live in native cultures, the cyclical nature of time is much a fact of life as the air that these people breathe. An example of time, the malleable nature of time is the fatal maiden voyage of the Titanic in 1912. Phenomenal similarities occurred between the real Titanic and the fictional ship Titan, whose sinking was chronicled in the novel Futility by the Morgan Robertson in 1898. The similarities are uncanny. In the book, the Titan was an unsinkable ship with passengers capacity of 3,000 or more than had ever sailed on one ship. It is collided with an iceberg during April voyage, and many lives were lost because she didn't carry enough lifeboats. Robertson wrote she was the largest craft afloat, unsinkable, indestructible. She carried a few lifeboats as would satisfy the laws. Mali siya doon. This is the exact scenario that occurred in real life 14 years later for the Titanic ocean liner, which sank in the mid-Atlantic. Ibig sabihin, nangyari na iyon. Pangalawa lang si Titanic. The two ships also had many technical details in common. Morgan Robertson was one of many people who received signs prior to the sinking of the Titanic. Meron ng premonition sa kanya, meron ng sign, itinuloy pa rin. Though there were many common themes, may common themes na may nangyari na dun sa una, may common things na nangyari sa kanya, itinuloy pa niya. Each person who received a sign about the sinking of the great ship was given a different aspect. Every person's psychic is unique, so it may be that when signs form from the future present themselves, they are seen from varying angles and points of views, such as present events are seen from various perspectives. Signs bringing messages from the futures can be likened to time overlap or a fold in time, where you have a window into the future, which we do not know. We are not aware. Diba? Scientists can call this window the time cosmic wormholes ang tawag nila. From the idea that a worm can take a shortcut by boring a hole through an apple rather than going around it. Whenever you receive a sign from the future, there is a reason. May reason yan. It may be to prepare for your future events or to help you avert disaster. Yun na, para hindi mo mararanasan yung mga problema o disaster na mangyayari sa buhay mo in the future. Whatever the reason, it is important to listen to these portents. So mga kapatid, mga ka-Feng Shui, dito na po nagtatapos ang aking to learn with me. Ako po si Yuri Saito na nagsasabing, hate what is evil and hold on to what is good. Do not let evil defeat you, instead conquer evil to good. May bisita po akong magandang angel, so I need to cut off. Sayonara, bye-bye mga kapatid. Sa lahat ng mga hindi pa po nag-subscribe ng aking channel, plus click the button, kalimbagin na lahat para lahat ng mga darating na videos ko ay mapapanood ninyo at manonotify kayo. Sayonara, bye-bye!